In the hidden depths of Dafferin, a mysterious woman known as the Phantom Female Rebel King orchestrates a revolution. Tilda, a woman of poise and power, has emerged as a beacon of hope for the downtrodden, rallying rescued slaves with a vision of freedom that defies the corrupt monarchy. Tilda's words cut through the suffocating fear of the former slaves. She acknowledges their pain, revealing that she too was once discarded and treated like rotting meat. Her promise of a future where they are no longer property ignites a fire of rebellion in their hearts. Among the listeners, an elderly former noble of military talent weighs the risk of revolution. He knows the cost of failure, but looking at his descendants, he sees the only path toward true freedom, to cast his lot with this mysterious, courageous rebel king. With the choice made, the slaves are separated. Those too weary to fight are given supplies and aid, moved stealthily out of the fortress. They do not know where they go, only that their chains have been broken by the unseen hand of their savior. Unbeknownst to Tilda, her mentor Landon has been the shadow guiding her path. Before vanishing, he ensures the slave base is thoroughly purged, looting the treasury and bringing the entire structure down to bury the legacy of the slavers forever. In the opulent halls of the noble estate, Viscount Camelot laughs at the thought of the phantom rebel. He is blissfully ignorant that his wealth is gone and his empire is crumbling, mocking the woman who dares challenge his authority. Arrogance clouds Camelot's judgment. He demands his men scour every record to identify the phantom, unaware that he is hunting a shadow that is currently rallying his own former captives into an unstoppable force. As Tilda's followers arrive at their new sanctuary, they are met with wonders they once thought divine. The strange, fireless light of Baymardian technology illuminates their faces, sparking a belief that the promised land is truly a place of miracles. Far from the turmoil, Landon navigates the bustle of the capital. He is a king who walks among his people, savoring the coffee and the calm, preparing for the next technological leap that will forever change the face of the world. Back in the industrial heart, Overseer Tim is vibrating with anticipation. A new, game-changing project from the monarch is on the horizon, and Tim's restless energy demands immediate action, leaving his assistants struggling to keep up with the frantic pace. The arrival of the monarch brings the truth. With trembling hands, Tim opens the documents, realizing that the dream of portable, cellular communication is now a reality. The invention of the cell phone is finally at hand. Landon explains the nature of the device, a tool for instant connection that doesn't rely on towers, but on frequencies. Tim and Jonathan begin to understand that they are standing at the threshold of a new era of human connectivity. As the work on cell phones begins, Landon's mind drifts to his wife. With the due date of his twins approaching, his royal duties take a backseat to the looming miracle of fatherhood. He is a king, but today he is just a man waiting for his life to change. In the Lockhart Palace, the atmosphere turns deadly. A ransom letter concerning a royal prince has reached the king, and the laughter echoing through the hall is that of a man pushed to the brink of absolute war. Insulted by the audacity of a small empire, the king commands the elite Ninwaku forces to set sail. The gears of a long, brutal war are turning, and the shores of Baymard are marked as their destination. Back on the borders of Pino, Adam, a simple villager, begins his journey to the fabled land. The changes in his world have been swift, and as he approaches the gargantuan gates of Baymard, his heart thunders in anticipation of the life he hopes to see. He is welcomed not as a peasant, but with dignity. The efficiency of the border guards and the technological marvels he witnesses, from glass windows to electric lighting, confirm that he has stepped into a realm of prosperity and friendship. The journey ends in the capital, where he finally embraces his son. Witnessing his son's mastery of his craft, the art of barbering, Adam realizes that the dreams he once dismissed as foolish are now pillars of a flourishing future. Then the moment arrives. A piercing cry echoes through the palace, and the king becomes a blur of motion. The birth of his children has finally begun, and Landon rushes toward his wife, his kingly composure replaced by the pure fear of a husband. Outside, the palace grounds turn into a media war zone. News teams from every channel are hiding in the trees, desperate for the first scoop on the royal birth, their professional rivalry turning the sacred courtyard into a battlefield of cameras. Inside the theater, the struggle is intense. Lucy fights through the pain, supported by a king whose hands are trembling. The room is filled with life, but then a complication arises that tests the resolve of every doctor in the room. The second child arrives with a challenge, but the skill of the royal physicians prevails. The twins are brought into the world, their first cries shattering the heavy tension and replacing it with the jubilant start of a new generation. Stepping out to meet his family, Landon wears his relief clearly. He announces the twins, 2 boys, and although he jokingly laments the absence of a daughter, the joy in the room is absolute. The heirs have arrived. The empire erupts in celebration. The queen has blessed them, and for 3 glorious days, work stops and joy takes its place. From the bars to the snowy slopes, Baymard is united by the birth of the twin princes. Yet even in joy, shadows remain. Sierra, the former queen, sits in exile, burning with vengeful focus. The news of the birth is not a celebration for her, but a reminder of everything she lost and the son she intends to claim back. Life moves on, but the peace is fragile. Just as Landon settles into his role as a father, a call comes in. A new crisis has emerged. Duty calls, and the king must once again prepare to face the storms gathering on the horizon.